everybody. Welcome to another episode of the Creators Outlet, special UK and other points time zone special thing. And subscribe, comment, and share over on the Creators Outlet on YouTube. If you are watching us on Twitter or Facebook, please head over to Creators Outlet on YouTube and subscribe to the channel. We're on our way to 300 subs, at which point we will give away a free signed and graded book. Today we welcome from the snowy Alps of Switzerland, David Feed, creator of Red Eyes.
Hello, people of the internet.
Hello,
welcome,
internet
everyone.
Cheers.
All the way. Yeah, it is literally snowing right now in Switzerland. It started snowing end of November, which is kind of early for Switzerland. But yeah, it is. It's hell on earth right now here. You know.
Yeah, it snowed. It snowed here last week a couple of times, but it's the ground's still, warming up. It snowed one night. Next day, it's up in the 60s again. Snowed a couple of days later. It's in the 70s. And ever since then, we've been hovering around 30 or 40. So, but it hit 60 today. So,
I gotta say, like 60 is Fahrenheit. I mean, that's like 15 Celsius. Okay, no, that's pretty. That's kind of chill, no?
Yeah, it's not bad.
It's not cold enough for snowing and freezing, but it's not that insanely warm either.
Yeah, I went out and just put on my Boston Bruins hockey jersey, heavy pullover, and I went strolling around. Walked around the other side of the river. I go, oh, that's where I live. How nice.
Okay.
Now. So
you get a Green Lantern T-shirt.
Yes.
Cool.
Somewhere in a pile down here, I actually have a limited edition Green Lantern action figure from the DC Direct line, and it's the energy form. So it's basically see-through, but it's dark. The whole thing is like dark green.
Yeah.
So it's like engulfed in the emerald energy, and I'm like, cool.
Oh, that's cool.
I like it. I've got like all the toy rings that they released a couple of years ago that you got if you bought the books. You would get like one ring of each color. So I did my maniacal online pose with all the rings on, and I would have just been happy if one of them actually worked.
But not, wait, aren't some of them like really nasty and some of them like really useless? Like what does the blue one do us? Like the blue one.
The blue one is hope.
Right. So what?
The
does
blue
it do
one,
something?
it does, but it's a combo move.
Okay.
The blue ring can supercharge a Green Lantern.
Okay.
So it puts their ring into like overcharge, like 200, 300, 400, 500%. So one big blast, and Hal could have splattered Sinestro into a million pieces, but
okay, that's kind of cool. All right. I am more convinced now.
they were the hippie peace lovers. Like all their ring wielders were like very peaceful, Gandhi-esque.
Right. They all look like Indian deities.
Yeah. They had one of them was like the main guy that you would see all the time, but there were other ones. There was one that was like an elephant creature, and
right. Yeah.
I thought they were they would like it was very cool the way they designed the characters for all that stuff. And I know I saw somebody that used to work for DC, one of the bigger names. The company gifted him like this big box set, and it's the entire. It's like all the hardcovers for that big, huge Jeff Johns storyline that started with, Darkest Night, Brightest Day, and just kept going and growing till there were 15 titles. And
that's cool. Yeah.
it's got those Jeff Johns wrote basically this big long trilogy.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And there's this gorgeous looking box. The price, however, is not gorgeous. It's like $300.
Oh.
I'm like, if I had $300, I'd be one of the millions of people that have gotten suckered in to buy Series 1 action figures off of EBS for Cyberfrog. And I mean, I really like them. It'd be cool because somewhere around here, I actually have his original Cyberfrog series.
The comics or the action figures?
The comics.
Really? Wow.
I found his comics in a box, like 0, 1, 2, and 3 of Volume 1, and then right after I pledged to Billy Tucci's She Omnibus, I found almost all the original She issues as well.
Oh, wait.
I'm like, damn it! I go, I'm gonna have to sell these now. I already know the She Omnibus is at the printer, and I'm like, I don't really need these. I loved them when they came out, but yeah, I'm gonna check prices and condition and cover status and stuff, and put it up and get rid of them, because now I will have a gorgeous hardcover omnibus of all those issues, plus a mini series and a one shot that's included in there. And they added some other stuff, and it's got that he's putting that very nice the red book ribbon in that's sewn into the binding, so you can keep your place with the red ribbon.
Oh, okay, yeah. Oh, and wow!
I go,
nice,
fancy.
Yeah, that sounds awesome. No, that is super fancy.
And I mean, it was a little more money than I would like to spend to buy something that I already owned.
How much was the omnibus of She?
I think it wasn't bad. It was like $50.
Okay, that's not too bad, I guess. For
I think
like a Comicsgate delivered to your house product.
But I mean, I know he was almost at like $500,000.
Wow.
Because he ran Indiegogo and Kickstarter back to back, either back to back or simultaneously.
Yeah,
so,
that's right.
Yeah, simultaneously. So, and Indiegogo had their special things, and then he did a whole bunch of other special things for the other side.
I mean, why not? No, I mean,
and it's like, do you want this? I go, no. Yeah, no. I'd be like, I click on it, I go, yep, no. Yep. When I get to checkout, I go, what did I buy? The goose that lays the golden eggs? And I look back, I go, yeah, and then I had to unclick and remove a whole bunch of stuff. And I go, I don't have a lot of money, so I need to, I live on a budget, so I'm like,
this also for me, everything is international, so I would love to buy way more books, but it's like every book, it's like backing 2 projects.
Yeah.
It's crazy. And then some of them are like the domestic is fulfilled first, and then the international takes time, if they do it at all.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like you really have to budget your
well, the shipping is ridiculous right now.
Yeah. No, it's crazy. It's stopping me from back, and I don't want to have it digital because I want to have it in my hands. And some projects don't even have digital, I don't know. We have to find a decent solution for this international issue.
In honor of Bancroft, I have, every time I talk to somebody and we're scrolling down their campaign and we get to the digital, rewards, and I'm like, oh look, it's the Australian variant.
Okay. Yes. Although I've heard, I just saw this live stream with John Mallon when he was talking about that issue that many people do it for the Australians, but then not many people end up, buying the digital. And a lot of Australians, they end up buying the physical anyway. This is like, hey, I'm doing this for you guys, and then you don't. I mean, I don't know. It's better than they support the physical one. No?
I guess everybody in Australia is rich because, man, I know. I remember a few months back that Rini from Rini Draws, who did Fiendish, had to ship a physical book of Fiendish to Australia, and it was $70 shipping.
Ouch! That's like, God damn it.
I was talking to somebody else, and they said the price difference of what it was. It might have been Sim. I don't remember. Whoever it was, they said it was like one big price to have it flown there, and then it might sit there for months on end before they get around to delivering it.
What are they sending it to via kangaroo? What the hell, Australia?
And it's like it's gonna sit in port for however long it's gonna sit in port for, and good at sex. I don't know about that.
Rumors.
Don't believe Bancroft's press about himself. Mel will tell you the truth.
Well, that's a quote from someone else, from a lovely chap, but he was also from Australia. Yeah, $70 to send it to Australia. That's crazy.
And it was still expensive as hell to ship, but it was cheaper to ship it by boat than it was to do air freight on it.
Okay.
Because now they're charging you a fuel cost to ship
per plane
and boat, and even domestically here in the United States, they're charging us for gas for shipping stuff now. So all the prices went up, and they're like, oh, this is just because it's the holiday. Yeah, and then every year after the holiday, we're like, well, we're gonna wait to ship till after the holiday because it's cheaper then, and then it turns out to no, we decided we like that money and we're going to keep it there.
Yeah, that's
because you haven't come and tried to burn down our post office yet with with pitchforks and Frankenstein monsters. So we're just going to keep it there. I'm like, oh, thanks.
Yeah, I just heard the news here in Switzerland. In the news, it came out, the mail service. They just make record winnings, and the CEO was in an interview, and he was like, "Yeah, I mean, we had this record winning for 3 years straight, but we're still going to, up the prices and, take out some locations, and we're going to, save on all this money and make everything more expensive." Like, what the hell, man? You're making record winnings? Yeah, whatever. Fuck you guys. We're still going to up the prices.
Isn't that sweet?
Okay, thank you. Yes, that's crazy. It's everywhere in the world, it seems. Everyone is against Comicsgate.
They're just against stuff.
Mm-hmm.
They don't want any stuff getting around. They want you to keep all your stuff, and we'll keep all our stuff, and nobody gets to see anybody else's stuff. I'm like, no.
I want that stuff. I have money, and I want that stuff. So please,
I want that stuff. And in a way, the UK is actually worse because they have the VAT tax. So now if somebody from the US is doing a shipment to the UK, they want whoever's shipping it to be responsible for collecting the VAT tax, recording it, paying it to them, and then having to pay tax on it. As they said, it's like we left England because of this.
So crazy,
why would we turn into a tax collector for you? That is just ridiculous.
Yeah, it's getting crazy with all, and like how much they were, like promoting globalization, and like it's interconnected and it's fantastic. You can live in I don't know, India and sell to the United States, and globalization is awesome and this and that. And now that we got it, it's like, okay, fine, let's do this. Now we're going back to all this, like taxes, and it's like if you send from one country to the other country, has to have an agreement. Like, just agree on something. Come on.
Yeah, we have completely gone backwards.
Yes, we're yes, we're going backwards to all this.
It's like,
wonders of globalization.
why would you do this?
I don't know.
Just, it's terrible. I did get a Comicscape booking today. I did an unboxing earlier for Chris Fisk's Infinitale.
All right. Wait. Oh, that box looks. Wow.
Yeah, he made it to look like a book.
Right.
I got a little crease on the outside of the box. I go, and there's like a little crease over here. So it's not a perfect box, but this box, it was shrunk. He shrunk wrapped this entire thing. He's got a shrink wrap machine, so he shrunk wrapped the card set. So I did the featured tier. So I got the card set. I got an oversized holofoil card and a miniature standee, because this is actually a game too.
Wow. So a game.
Yes. He developed this for 30 years.
Oh, that's right. I heard him say that in one of his live streams. This was like a D&D campaign or like a Pathfinder campaign, and that campaign or the story of that, he turned it into the comic, something like that.
Yeah, so people would know the story, and he designed his game. He designed Infantale to work, so it's a D&D style RPG game, but with D&D, everything is like finite. Like if you play like a certain campaign, you've been playing D&D for a while, you know exactly what that campaign is. You know exactly what you have to do, what the end goal is, and it might be like one or two like little side missions there, but there's nothing that can encompass you and change the entire mechanic of what you're doing and lead to like new story routes. That's what he designed his game to do.
Yeah, that's right. I remember him saying something like that the game is very much decision based.
Mm-hmm. Bless you. I think you started an avalanche.
Maybe. I muted myself before I blast the sound.
So, tell us what idea spurned on Red Eyes.
Well, I guess the Dirty Dawson was my one of the first inspirations. That movie, I loved it. I watched it like I was working in a movie in production, and one of the higher ups was like, "Hey, you need some education." So he showed me the Dirty Dawson, and it blew my mind. And that's like one of the first inspirations for this book. So it's pretty much like a story in that sense. It's a group of misfits who they're sent into a crazy mission because they each have their own reasons for that. Redemption for some of them, money for some of them, honor, what have you. And basically going a tiny elite group of soldiers deep behind enemy lines, and for the hero it's going to be like a quest of redemption. Like the story starts where he has a death sentence hanging on him, and he's put in front of the choice. Okay, either you go on this crazy mission, or you're gonna be hanged tonight. So he starts going on the crazy, and the whole deal is about him learning to become a better person, hopefully, or dying in this mission for the glory of this movement they are making. It's an insurrection movement. Their country was, conquered by the enemies. There's a little insurrection. They're trying to, free the country, if you like. And the hero is part of that, and he's going on this mission, hopefully saving the country and maybe saving the whole world. Eventually the thing go. It's a fantasy story, dark fantasy story. So things go crazier and crazier, and eventually it goes about saving the whole world, maybe. Hopefully. That is my inspiration. Yeah, I mean, I like a little bit of Conan, of course. There are some mangas that I really like. Basilisk is a Ninja Scroll.
I love Ninja Scroll.
Yeah, exactly. So if you like Ninja Scroll, I hope that you like Red Eyes.
I love Ninja Scroll. I'm a big fan of Lone Wolf and Cub, and obviously Akira.
I love Akira. Yeah,
Akira is like if you were a kid in the '90s and Akira came out, and that entire thing just blew your mind.
Yes, I remember. Also, yeah, Akira, Ghost in the Shell, Vampire Hunter D, Vampire Hunter D 2, and what was the one? Yeah, Akira, Ninja Scroll. That really inspired me to do Red Eyes as well.
And the Mandalorian, because that in itself was a sci-fi version of Lone Wolf and Cub.
Mm-hmm. I haven't seen Lone Wolf and Cub, so I don't know. Sounds good. Like I've seen a lot of people talk.
It's a samurai story where Cub, of course, is the infant child, and he is a complete badass.
All right. Yeah.
There's a movie out that inspired it, but I can't remember the name of it, like off the top of my head. I'll remember what it is at some point, and I'll send you like links for it to check it out.
I mean, Princess Mononoke, I really like that movie. I just recently watched it again, and I was like, oh man, those old movies were so freaking fantastic.
I know. I saw Passionate Drawing over on his TikTok channel, and he was doing like mini videos of his 5 favorite art books that inspire him. And I think one of the first ones he brought up was the art of Princess Mononoke.
And that movie is amazing. Also, that's right. The concepts for the monsters and the demon creatures. Like on the one hand, they're like basically animals, but there's like they're so much larger, and then like the boars when they start having all these worms falling out. Like, no, that movie is really cool.
Hey, Lorenzo, good to see you, my friend.
Hello, Mr. Lorenzo. Welcome to the chat. So yeah, when I started Red Eyes 1, the inspiration or the catchphrase was, this is like Conan the Barbarian, but with guns. So it's kind of like a world like Conan the Barbarian, but the Industrial Revolution has already happened, so they have guns. They have rifles, they have pistols. They are in the very early stages of this, so they're not like machine guns and stuff like that, nothing crazy. But they do have firearms. And,
like 6-shooters and shotguns.
Yeah, exactly. But exactly. 1-shooters and shotguns maybe, but nothing crazy yet. Anyway, and maybe cannons for ships and stuff like that. But it's very much in the early stages. And right now, it's kind of developed into its own thing. It's not really Conan. It's more like a unique world of Red Eyes. It's a world like ours, if you like, shortly after the Industrial Revolution. But imagine there's also, all these fantasy beasts, like cat people and giant eagles that you can ride. And there's also magic in the sense that there's like little minerals they can use to bend the rules of nature.
And you're getting ready to launch Red Eyes 3, Escape from Monster City.
Exactly. So right now, Red Eyes 2 is in the printer. I'm fine-tuning the last details with the printer. They just contacted me and say, hey, this page maybe needs a little bit of work. So I'm on it. with Mixam. And as soon as fulfillment starts, which is going to be done with Critical Blast, we're going to
Nice.
launch Red Ice 3. That's the plan anyway.
So the sign up page is already. I threw that in the link, and
Thank
you can go there and like I did earlier and do the typical Indiegogo sign up. You put in your email, you agree to the terms, and then you do not check the last box. Otherwise, you'll be getting
You'll be flooded with
emails from
useless.
everything.
Yes, exactly.
And I'm like, I made the mistake of doing that one day. I just went autofill, click, click, click. And then I was like, I'm getting, Indiegogo campaigns for, a flashlight that doesn't take batteries. You just have to shake it around like this. I go, whoa, no, I stopped doing that. You get an office chair that will move around the office by itself. I'm like, I don't need that. I have a teenager. He's glad to push me around and probably like out one of the windows, but
there you go. Yeah, no, don't check that. So we are on the third campaign right now. The first one was, funded, completed, fulfilled by John Mallon when he was still doing the fulfillment.
Oh, nice.
And campaign 2 was, funded. And we're still on demand until we go into Red Ice 3 is open. And so we get to almost 2. Sure, we are a few days before we get 2 campaigns under our belts.
Nice. And what has been your turnaround time per book on this now?
Oh my goodness! Book 1 was 6 months, and book 2 has been 1 year now. This has been freaking. Of course, book 1 had like 48 pages. It was a floppy, and book 2 is 60 pages, and it's a perfect bound. And it's been hell on earth because I had a colorist for book 1, and who said like, yeah, I'll help you with book 2. Yeah, let's do it. Fantastic. We have a nice workflow, and like a few days before the deadline, it's like, so how much do you have? Like you've already, we were talking, and so you got something. Yeah, I'm doing it. And so a few days before the deadline, she's like, yeah, I got nothing. I got like 2 pages, no. So
what?
Yes. So I was like, are you kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me, man? Like. So I was like, okay, so get on with it, no? Yes. I'll get on with it, and nothing happened. So I had to get like a new colorist on board, and that's why we are slightly delayed with this Red Ice 2. But
see, you told the truth where you could have just been like, yeah, we have a slight delay, because of COVID, and
no.
But no.
I told it. I mean, I've been updating the campaign almost every week. And so I was posting the updates. I was saying, hey, we got so many pages. This is going on. This is happening. When things were good, I was like, hey, it's all awesome. Look, all the inks are done. And, we have like a special book called the Bestiary, which is a monster manual, a la Pathfinder, Dungeons and Dragons. And that was, getting progress. So, yeah, look at this. No, I've always been updating people, and I've always been stirred up with that. Like it's in the printer now. They said this date. The colors didn't work out, so I had to find a new one. And I was updating people, and as I was getting new pages colored, I was also putting the pages in the update section. I was like, what do you want? It is what it is. But I definitely don't want to lie to people or give them like, I don't know, false hopes. Updating them for months on end, and all of a sudden it's like, hey, yeah, we're gonna be late anyway. It's like, no, come on, just tell the truth. Well, I mean, that's my personal opinion anyway.
Yeah, I don't. We all know that. You can't. Nobody can turn around books, as quick as like a big major publisher.
Right.
And you're independent. You're doing all this stuff by yourself. So. Are you doing? Are you writing and doing the art?
No. I'm writing. Someone else doing the drawings. We have it's like a whole team. So I'm the writer and I'm the letterer as well. I kind of took that job onto myself. and the editor as well, I guess. Although I get some help from my mom. How do you say the three Fs? Friends, family, and other fools. So my mom is helping me with the editing, and I had got one guy doing the inks, and another girl is doing the colors. The Farah Numalisa, she was doing some. She's done some work for comic skaters, and I think she did Peregrine. And
nice.
she's doing Red Eyes 2 and Red Eyes 3 now. And so yeah, we're a whole team, and I'm how do you call what's the expression? Bankrolling this whole operation. I think that's the expression.
Ooh,
So yeah, of course,
you're running your own Red Eyes empire out of the Swiss Alps.
Yes, exactly. Something like that. Although we're still on the red. Would you say that like that?
It just made it sound like you were a Bond villain and you're going to conquer the world through
All right, there you go. There's like a secret chip in every comic book. Oh. I don't know. Whatever. Yeah, exactly. So Red Eyes 3 is the direct continuation of Book 2, which was a direct continuation of Book 1. It's a little bit on the European side of comics in the sense that every book has like a beginning, middle, and end, and there's like some sort of a resolution to each book. So it's not like there's like a huge cliffhanger at the end of the book. It's really more, we go from point A to point B. So I don't know. There's like a really famous books in Switzerland. There's called Asterix and Obelix.
Oh, I know that. I know Asterix.
You know that?
I know Asterix.
Yeah. So like each book ends when the whole town is having a meal, and that's like almost like a tradition. So in that sense, we have a little bit the same with Red Eyes, where like every book has like a. This is the last page of issue 1, where there's like a tiny bit of a resolution with the heroes. They're having a meal, they're having like a nice night's sleep, and then we continue on to the next book. And then the next book starts with exactly the same page, only at daytime. The next day the heroes have rested, and now the adventure continues. Yada yada yada.
Very nice.
Serves as a bit more European.
So, why don't you give us a little insight to your back wall there with all those books?
Oh,
I see what could be quite a bit of manga up on the wall. We'll try not to tell Mo Biggs.
Well, I mean, I like manga. Yes, no, I've got. This is the Comicsgate site. This is all the Comicsgate books that I've gotten so far. This is a little bit of the manga, movies, and my European comics. Oh, I'm going to show you This is one of my absolute favorite books, El Mercenario, by a guy who's Vicente Segreles. This book is so cool.
It's gorgeous.
It's fantastic. It's almost like every panel is like an oil painting. It's so freaking good. And so it's a epic fantasy adventure, and they have no qualms about violence and nudity and blood and gore, and I mean it's not exaggerated.
Mm-hmm.
There's plenty of that.
There's plenty of that in there, yeah.
There's plenty of that in there. Like, ooh, my. Wow. It's not exaggerated, you don't have like a graphic sex scene or anything like that, but it is pretty sexy in that regard. I have like 7 issues of that. I don't know. This is another European comic that I really, really like. I think the authors are like kind of like raging feminists, but this book is fantastic. It's a bit of more of an aquarelle style, but it's still pretty, very, very decent story, drawing, everything, a little bit of action. And when it comes to mangas, I just got myself this one. All You Need Is Kill. This is the movie Edge of Tomorrow. It's based on this manga, by the way.
Oh, okay.
Bam!
Tokyo Pop. Yeah.
Tons of action.
I recently bought. I had a couple mangas that I got for free in like the mystery boxes, like the Loot Crate style boxes. So I got like Titan Volume 1 and
yeah, that's a good one. Attack on Titan.
And another one, and I bought the hardcover manga of the classic Captain Harlock Volume 1.
Oh yeah, you were talking about that. I've never seen Captain Harlock. I mean, I've seen parts of the anime, but that's pretty much it.
Blam.
This is my absolute favorite manga of all times. Blam. There's 10 issues of this one, and this is just so crazy and
yeah,
I have no words to describe.
I've heard of that. A local friend of mine who after a few months has already his Weeb channel has already hit like 600 subs in like 2 months. He's he during the day when it's not wintertime, he works the he's a steel worker.
Right.
So he makes cranks out a nice living for himself, and he quit Western comics with a big expletive of fuck this shit, it's all garbage. He took it all his books, put them out in the hallway, but he knows which ones of the stuff that he was buying are like, are worth like big money. Like
Right.
Something is Killing the Children, all the special editions of that. He grabbed Paralyze. Oh, that's interesting.
Parasite, it's fantastic as well.
See, I'm reading everything wrong.
Also, if you can take something from me when it comes to manga, these two backbones, Blame and Parasite, there's like a 100% recommend. That's like 10 out of 10. Buy it now.
Yeah, and the better thing too is you pay like $10, $15 for a manga softcover, but you're getting like 200 pages.
Yes, yeah, no, they're huge. This one is freaking fantastic. Also, like very, very original, very crazy in that regard.
Yeah, I'm like, that guy's face, oh my god.
This is the cool thing about this one, Blame, is that the guy who wrote it and drew it, he was an architect by trade, and so you can tell that he has some really, really good grasp of perspective and when he draws like these huge buildings and the guy's like super tiny and the perspective goes all the way to the top, and he has all the nuances of scale down to a T. That's what makes this book so special. And the other thing is that it's full of action and there's barely any dialogue. And you can go for pages and pages and pages without any dialogue, and still there's some sort of a story behind this Blame thingy. So it's I don't know. I just think it's one of the most cool, unknown, hidden jewels of the manga world.
Wow.
Yeah, highly recommend. Blame. Parasite is good. Yeah, that's shit too. And I want to recommend. There's a YouTuber by the name of Razor.
Hey, Oliver, what's going on, buddy?
Oh, Oliver. Mr. Oliver, he is a colorist, and he was so nice to actually work on Red Eyes for a couple of things. We have this thing called the Sexy Monster Girl Bestiary, Volume 2 for the Red Eyes 2 campaign, and Mr. Oliver did the colors for the Sexy Monster Girl Bestiary. So all the sexy babes monsters in the book, they are all colored by Oliver, by the way.
Yeah, we're all still sitting back waiting for Oliver to actually color anything for 656.
Wait, did it? Oh yeah, that's right. Kryptonels is black and white.
Everything's been black and white.
Yeah, that's true.
Some great books, and we should be getting criminals should start shipping out like I think like this month sometime. Which would lead me to believe that I should probably read the last 656 book that came in. Yeah.
How is it?
What I've read so far, pretty good. I only got like 12 pages in because I got like the ash can because it had oh, Francois, thank you so much for your subscription to the channel. Thank you, sir. I got the I forget what it's called too. It's like an ash can, so it's got like character development sketches, you know, character design, and then they did of one of the characters that we think might survive. There's a journal from that character in there.
Okay.
So I read the journal, and it was pretty intense. But when I read actual like prose stuff, my eyes get tired very easily. So it was like 2 weeks before I got through it, you know, between doing everything else. But so I got like 12 pages in, and I forgot all about it. And things have been busy and hectic over here with my girlfriend moving in and everything. So I dropped Creators Outlet to one show a week for now, when I was doing like 5 or 6 streams a week, plus the art stream on Wednesday nights and OK Boomer on Thursday nights. So I'm like, no, I need some me time. I have all these books. I need to read some books. I can't do both. So.
Yeah. I haven't read the Sunsworn. I got the book and I haven't read it yet. I was like, oh my goodness.
I haven't read that one either. It's in Sunsworn. Well, you've got it, so you know it's in a box similar to the, you know, to the Infantale. So
I don't remember how it came out. To be honest, I got it a while
well,
ago.
it's not shaped like a book or anything, but it's got like all the artwork all around it.
I got the book. Wow.
Oh, you got the novel. I got the comic.
Oh, okay. I see. No, I haven't got the comic. I got the book, and I haven't read it yet. So it's like feeling super guilty about
it. I just look and I go, oh, way too many words. Is there an audio version? Can I get the audio version?
I would like, you know, like a comic version. That would be nice.
Well, so yeah, I got the comic book, which is a continuation of the novel, but you don't need. No, I actually did. Damn it! I actually did read that book.
The comic book or the book?
The comic book. It was a very quick read. It was because it was like a lot of fast-paced action.
Right.
Like it was paced out pretty good, and then it just, you know, went nuts, like a big, you know, like a big action flick. And
right. Okay.
It was, you know, I enjoyed it. I thought it was, you know, it was good. It could have been better, but I thought it was good. So, you know, and you know,
I think what's her
box
name?
And some cool stuff. So, yeah, Nerium did the art. Yeah. I haven't gotten. I didn't pick up her werewolf book. I'll probably do the catch-up tier because she's getting ready to do the pre-launch for issue 2 soon.
That's right. Yes. Oh man, like I said, there's so many books that I would love to buy, but then, then again, like all this international.
There is, even if shipping wasn't an issue, for me, money is an issue.
Yes, money's an issue.
Money's an issue.
Even if shipping would be free, the money's still an issue.
You know, I tend to hold out for certain things. I'm like, you know, it might be a book that I look at and go, yeah, I'd like to read that. But do I need to read that? I have to be. I'd like to support everybody. I mean, I don't care. I'm one of the guys that I can't really afford that book, but I'll be one of the guys that'll just donate $1 or $2 to the coffer. I go,
right.
Here's a couple of bucks. I know it's not much, but I mean, get a job.
Yeah, no, my theory is always to especially help like newcomers or independent guys, like the big guys who've already made like hundreds of thousands of dollars. They don't really need my individual help.
Yeah.
So I rather back like the small creators when I can. There are some books that they look so cool. It's like, yeah, okay, I'll get it, even though it's like one of the big creators. Yeah, I got the Graveyard Shift. That's one of the big creators I got. He made this thing with a 1, 2, and 3 together. So I was like, yeah, I'll get that. That's a good.
Yeah, I've gotten I got Cryptonals on the way. I've got Dead Border. I bought the Preston cover.
Oh yeah.
I really like the big monstrous guy with all the heads,
and the
with
spikes and the thing.
the heads on the spikes.
Yeah, that one.
Just so I can crack a dirty joke. Goes, oh, look who got a little head today. Don't worry, Bristolian Dave. It wasn't you.
Woo,
But I got that. I got Sunsworn. I got the 2 trade catch-up tier for Matt Knowles and Steph Cannon's Fantasy World. And I bought the vinyl because he's got a metal band and they do a soundtrack for every book they release.
Who? What? Wait, who?
Matt Knowles and Steph Cannon.
What book are they working on?
It's I've got it behind me somewhere. I'd have to dig it out. It's kind of like an epic sci-fi fantasy. Kind of like Magical Kingdoms and wizards and sorceresses and
I haven't heard of that. Okay, that sounds interesting, but I haven't heard of that.
He started writing the book as a novel and then decided it would be better off doing it as like a graphic novel.
Okay.
So they did it, they did it in floppies. And I hadn't read anything, and I'm like, you've been on the show they've both been on the show a few times. I go, I like the idea of what you're doing and like all the extra stuff that they've done like over the course of time. I go, this stuff is great. Your merch game is like on point for like this fantasy epic that you guys are doing. But they started with kind of like lower grade artists, but as you read the trade, the art progressively gets better and better and better. Mm-hmm. And he learned to write in comic book form better and better, because the first couple ones I go, oh my god, look at all these words. This is going to take me. It took me like 2 hours to read like what I thought was the first chapter.
Mm-hmm.
No, it was the prelude.
Wait, you mean Arif? Arif? Irif or Arif? Is that the one you mean?
No. No. These are different. Matter of fact, I'll call up him so I know I can find his stuff just to give you a quick peek at it.
Yeah, I think Arif, they also have like a soundtrack and they have a ton of merch around their
Oh yeah. Brian does all that. I'm actually waiting for Dwarves versus Lion, because
oh yeah, that one looks
that is I just want to watch all these people I know in CG get murdered by a lion. So I'm pretty sure I'm going Team Lion.
Oh yeah, me too. I was like, yeah.
I've seen the box design looks like a toy from like the 80s. I'm like, this is great. I'd like to buy both of them, but I'm like, a little pricey to buy both. So I'm just like, you know.
What's the other guy who has like a sound? The guy from Captain Love. He also makes the music himself. No?
Oh yeah.
There's well, I gotta say the song is catchy. You know, when you feel like the universe is taking you down or something like that. Captain Love to the rescue. Yes, he is. No.
I'm not sure I would.
You would call Captain Love? No, I wouldn't either. But I mean,
I'm pretty. I don't think I would let my kid near that show. That sounds like something that Dave might have a burnt copy of in his archives, though.
Yeah, maybe. You know.
The last thing they worked on wasn't the one that I'm trying to mention. It's the last thing they did is they got picked up by a story they did. They got picked up by Scout called the Misfits Clubhouse, which is an all ages story, which is completely different from anything that they've done before.
Mm-hmm.
It's their series is Heirs of Isildur and Tales from Nocturnia.
I've never heard of that.
But if you go on Facebook and you search for Matt Knowles, Knowles, or Steph Cannon, you'll be able to see them, and it might start showing you like different live streams they've been on. You can just scroll down till you see one of those, or you could just go to Creators Outlet on YouTube, and you could scroll down the list of shows.
I found it. They have a Kickstarter.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I found the issue 1. Wow, all the way to the top. Let's see. What does created by Matt Knowles, founded. 3 created websites. Let's see. Wow. So he's got Tales of Materia 1 to 2. 1. Also, he's got like 3 projects: Heirs of Isildur, issues 1 to 11, and Tales from Noctera 1 to 2. Number 2.
Yep, I bought the complete trade of both Tales from Nocturnia and Heirs of Isildur. So I've got the complete story up until the last issue they did, which I bought. It was just a floppy that kind of like tied both those stories together, where it came to like a big climax. But a friend of his who's played guitar with him, he's known for like 30 plus years, was in a horrific car accident only a couple days after they had finished laying down the tracks for this album.
Okay.
And he died in that accident.
Oh, okay.
So what they did is they Matt and Steph hired an artist to do a variant cover of their guitarist friend that passed away, and did a Game of Thrones homage cover of him sitting on the Iron Throne, except the Iron Throne isn't made of swords. It's made of all the different guitars he has played over the years.
Oh, that's so cool.
And all the profits from that cover were all donated to his family to help them out with, all the costs that were involved with what happened. So
that's neat. That's cool. Never heard of this. I mean, yeah, I don't usually go around searching in Kickstarter, but this one looks cool. So they have a metal band and they have this comic going on.
Mm-hmm. So for this issue that combined, in the back of the issue, there are complete song lyrics for each one, and there's a guide to, this song goes to this, and this song goes to that. So, while you're reading, you can flip through.
Okay, I see.
The album will play through. So it's available. You can get the album because of the package I got. I got the MP3 version of the album, but I also ordered a special edition splatter vinyl.
Splatter vinyl.
So it's got all these colors. There were two different basic patterns, but each one is anytime you get like a splatter vinyl, it's one of a kind, because like a snowflake, no two are alike.
Okay.
They use the same colors and process, and one looks like kind of like a red dragon eye, one looks like kind of like a blue dragon eye, so like fire and ice kind of thing.
Okay.
So
all right.
I have one of those. I have one of those still coming. There were like chromium cards that came as stretch goals, challenge coin, and since now I got hooked and I'm collecting challenge coins and poker chips.
What are challenge coins? Like I don't know what those are.
They are heavy metal coins. Not heavy metal like is in the music, but just they're heavy. They're like something that if somebody broke into your house, you just wait for them to get close enough, and you fling this thing at their skull, and they're out. They can do a lot of damage. And
like
apparently, from creator to creator, they are just getting heavier and heavier because everybody wants to make theirs, bigger and better
than the other one.
Yeah, they're trying to top things out. Oh, here it is. Here's one. This is the challenge coin for Heirs of Isildur. There's another pattern on the back, and I also got a glow-in-the-dark guitar pick.
Wow.
So
even like a gear. Wow.
Yeah. So it was, it's pretty cool. I had some other stuff laying around the desk. This is from one of Jonathan Hendrick's books, where issue 2 is up on Kickstarter now, I think. And this is a whole bunch of swag from Monty Michael Moore for his Blood and Bullets series. Okay. And this is all the money I have left in the world. It's $3. If you have a book that you will ship me for $3, you can have it. Everybody's like,
"You're rich."
Fuck off. Everybody's like, "Fuck off." I can't even get a gallon of gas for $3.
Oh my goodness, gas has been going up like crazy.
It's all part of the green agenda.
Yeah.
Wanting to force us to buy Tesla cars. I'm like, why?
That's gonna cost a fortune of electricity. Then you're just like, okay, I don't.
You won't be burning fossil fuels anymore. Really? Do you know how you make those microchips? The chips that go in the engine that can only come from China because they're the only ones that can make them, and all of the lithium mines China bought.
Yeah.
So you need the lithium mines to make the batteries to go in that, and there's no way to biodegrade
lithium batteries. Huh? No, I mean, and also the electricity.
No, we're not talking about the sleeve stacks, Lorenzo. Don't worry.
Is that to my race? What? Oh, is that like green race? Is that like Jewish? Is it like a Jewish joke in the making or something?
Lorenzo's icon is a sleeve stack from the original Land of the Lost. They were like lizard people. They were lizard people.
Oh, okay. I see.
So,
I see.
It's like,
got it.
Frog G could say the same thing. I'm like, whoa, easy.
What's all this green talk? What are you talking about?
We're not going there.
Right, let's not get there. So yeah, no. I mean, like all the electricity, it's not green to produce electricity. All these power plants and water power plants, they contaminate a whole lot.
My surname is Slistakians. Oh,
okay.
Interesting.
I don't know what that is. Is that like a reference to like a really, I don't know. What was that series where all the reptile aliens, was that like the series?
Yes.
Is that like a reference to that series or something like that?
No. Land of the Lost was the father, the son, and the daughter that ended up going through like a hole in time and landed in prehistoric times. It was a series from the 70s. My surname is Sleestack Nut. I identify as Altrusion. My talk show is called The Sleestackians.
Oh. Okay. Yeah. Sorry, like the 70s. I was like minus 11 years by then. So sorry.
Long story.
Is this like fellow humans? I'm totally human. Never mind me.
What was the last crowdfunded book you bought?
The last I bought, let me see, I have a list here. I wanted to be very a responsible backer, so I made a whole list. Let me see, grab monster poster, blah, blah, blah. So the last one I bought was Replicator 3, and before that it was Death. And Iron Bot, the Fembot Apocalypse. That's the last 3 books I bought. Replicator 3 I bought because I saw that they had like a Replicator 1, 2, and 3, and I was like, yeah, I wanna know what's the deal with this replicator thingy. So I bought it. And Death because Joe Ball's art it's mind-blowingly cool. So I was like, yeah, I want that.
Yeah.
I was between Bullet Maker and Death, but then I saw that the Death one had like 300 pages, and Bullet Maker is only like 48 pages. So like 200 pages, 48 pages. Yeah, no, I'll take the big one.
I'll take the 300 pages.
Yes, I'll take the 300 pages. Definitely.
I have Death on my list to back, but I know I have plenty of time to back that before he goes to print.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, that's true.
Francois wants to know what we think about the new Dune comics.
No idea. Haven't seen or read or heard or anything.
I
saw Dune a while ago. That's all I know.
I saw a friend of mine had picked him up. I didn't get a chance to talk to him about it yet. But I do have a couple of the novels. I have one of the prequels before the main Dune novelization book. And then I have one that's a follow-up. But for some reason, I haven't come across my copy of the actual Dune book. I figured, I should read a prequel story, then the main story, and then that. But those are prose novels. I don't buy a lot of mainstream books anymore.
No, me neither.
I mean, I bought 3 last night, but they were a connecting set, and the only reason I bought them is because, Vampirella. I will always buy Vampirella, and it was a connecting set of Vampirella, Deja Thoris, and Red Sonja. I'm like, it's a connecting set. There's probably a good chance I won't read the storyline that's going through it, but
just flip through the pictures.
I figured the guy was selling the full connecting cover 3-part set. for $6, and it would cost me $6 just to buy the Vampirella book by itself separately, like at any other store. So I'm like, I get the bonus plan, and so I can read the Vampirella issue. If I want to read the others, I may or may not. Otherwise, I can buy a cheap frame at one of the Dollar Tree stores, and I can put them in like this elongated frame and just hang off on a wall.
Exactly. Yeah.
Have a few connecting cover sets, put them up on the wall, change them out once in a while, and
Yeah.
I see. Let's see. I heard the Dune movie tries to be loyal to the books, but I haven't seen nor read the comics yet. I saw the first issue in somebody else's post. I watched the movie, and I'm like, oh my god, this is just as boring as the '70s one. They took.
Okay.
But it was in a way it was worse because it had Dave Bautista in there, and I can't stand him.
So it's boring and Dave Bautista. Oh my god.
So it had one strike automatically because Dave Bautista was in it. But then, it dragged for a while, and there were subplots going on, of course, that I enjoyed. Of course, Jason Momoa had to be in there because I guess Aquaman is delayed a little bit because somebody was naughty and lied about what her husband was doing. I think I enjoyed the Sci-Fi Channel rendition of Dune that they did about 10 years or so, 10, 15 years ago. I thought was better.
Tony explains the issue to the police. The officer gives Tony a warning and recommends the couple seek counseling.
Francois was asking? What do you mean Francois was asking?
I think they came up a little different. So
well, yeah, I saw the old one, the old movie, the old Dune. I saw that one years ago, and I remember liking it, but thinking exactly what you just said. Yeah, it's good, but it's a bit boring, to be honest.
Yeah, it's a very slow moving, thing. It's like you still walk away with the catchphrase, "The spice must flow," but that was it. Yeah, it's worth a watch. I really enjoyed that one. It had enough action written into that one to keep my attention, which sometimes wanders. Who knew?
I remember that. Yeah, that was one of the first.
The CGI on the miniseries was horrid. Yeah, so they just can't get their act together to do it right, to do it justice. I think the story was better from the sci-fi miniseries, but of course, this new version looked a lot better. So, I think it's worth checking out the sci-fi. Especially if you can find it for free. It should be somewhere for free, but. Frank Herbert thought up the plot after a shroom trip.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Have you taken shrooms? Oh my god.
Yeah, I had some on my pizza last night. We gotta wrap this one up. I want to thank David for coming and hanging out.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you for having me on your channel. Thank you very much.
Welcome. I like to talk to everybody about a little bit of everything. So, check him out. Why don't you tell everybody where they can follow you online?
Oh, right. Oh, shit. I put it wrong. Let me see. I tried to post my Twitter handle, but I put HansAngel0 instead of 9. HansAngel9. That's my Twitter handle. So for all things Red Eyes related or David Feet related, there you go. Right on there.
So you can go to Twitter, follow him at HansAngel9, not 0. And
Exactly. That may or may not be my real name. Like, what? David Feet is not my real name? What? And yeah, if you put on YouTube, David Feet Comicsgate, you'll find me there. And if you go to Indiegogo, Red Eyes. 1, 2, and 3. That's me.
The pre-launch sign-up page for number 3 is in the chat, and you can also find the links in the show notes, either up above or down below, depending on where you're watching us. There will be a link that you can copy and paste for issue 2 of Red Eyes, which is currently still in demand, and the pre-launch page for issue 3, so you can sign up for the new one. Will there be a catch-up tier on Red Ice 3?
Oh, certainly. Yeah. There's going to be 1, 2, 3 catch-up perk in the next campaign.
Very good.
And just, like a little teaser. I'm sure sharing this. This is going to be the wraparound cover for the Sexy Monster Girl Bestiary Volume 3.
Will Oliver from 656 be returning?
We'll be coloring the monsters, maybe? I don't know. We'll see about that.
We know he's not coloring anything for 656.
Well, I'll guess he will.
A cover here and there, he is colored for 656.
Let's see. I will contact him, and if he is up for the challenge, I'll say yes. Let's do it. Let's go at it again together.
Oh, for sure. So I want to thank everybody that joined us for this impromptu hangout on a UK time stream. You can also catch David hanging out with the likes of Bristolian Dave and a few other more intelligent people than Bristolian Dave once in a while. And,
all right, thank you.
I'm sorry. I saw the notification that he was going live too. So, but we want to thank you for coming and hanging out. Definitely follow David over on Twitter and go check out Red Eyes and sign up for the pre-launch of Red Eyes 3. There is an art giveaway going on with that.
There's a what?
Was there an art giveaway with that?
Also, if you sign up for that, you are in the run for an original sketch by me. Like in Red Eyes 2, there was I made a special stream with Shy the Red, where I was offering anyone backing during the stream a sketch, an original sketch by me. So now that is going to be a part of the sign-up crew. Anyone who's signing up is on the chance for getting one.
So you have a chance to win
free art for free. Free art for free.
There we go. Lorenzo throwing up your.
Thank you, Lorenzo.
Your complete Twitter link right there. Thanks, buddy.
Thank you, Nate.
And we will catch everybody later. Have a great evening, and I will be back at 8 p.m. with Thomas Hewlett doing our new episode of OK Boomer, looking back at some Silver Age Black Knight action in early Avengers issues. And don't forget our friends over at my buddy Chris. They have their 100th episode at Lost in Comics tonight. They call them issues. So they're celebrating their 100th issue on Lost in Comics. We'll be talking some mainstream goodness and some back issues and a little bit of history and stuff. So please check that out. There he goes, Renzo. Red Ice 2 still in demand. There's the link for that. And you thank you, Lorenzo.
Of course.
So polite.
Well, I tried.
Well, currently he is. He might get a couple more beers and just be like a
just two a day. Is it, like the Fifth Element? Where the 5 cigars come down and says 5 a day. To quit is my goal. So I have the same. So 2 a day, or less than that, because to quit is my goal.
And the link for the sign up link for issue 3.
Thank you, Mr. Lorenzo. Again.
Lorenzo signed up. I signed up.
4 times, thank you. 5 times, thank you.
Oh.
Hell yes.
So thanks everybody. This will be downloaded and uploaded to the podcast platform a little later on. So if you missed any portion of it or just want to follow me on Spotify or wherever you get your podcasts from, just look for Creators Outlet or anywhere you can get a podcast. And everybody have a great evening, and we'll see you soon. David, thank you for joining us.
Cheers, mates.
Emergencies you've ever heard.